One thing I always tell lawyers, it's not the dumb lawyers that get sued. It's you see the best and the brightest at the lowest point in their career. There was something else in the system that broke down that resulted in something not getting to court on time or a client being very upset. A lot of the discussion involves having good systems and finding ways to stay on top of things and make sure that things don't slip through the cracks. I'm Todd Scott. I work for Minnesota Lawyers Mutual Insurance Company, and I'm the Vice President of Risk Management. So my job, I'm the practice management advisor for our policyholders in 16 different states, including Wisconsin. Today I came to speak about new trends in malpractice. There's been some interesting development on who's getting sued, what kind of lawyers are getting sued, and what are the allegations and the errors that are alleged against them. I also took the time to talk about some tips and recommendations to help avoiding becoming the subject of a malpractice case. You see more and more, especially with the way lawyers have embraced technology, technology can be a very useful thing, and it's allowed us to practice law from everywhere, the Kalahari Hotel to anywhere else in a Starbucks. But with that comes more responsibility for the lawyer about making sure that they take care of their confidential client information. And so we've seen some really difficult matters where a client loses, a lawyer will lose an iPad or a flash drive or something else, and next thing you know, their client's data is out there in the world. And so that's one thing that we've been talking to lawyers about quite a bit, is making sure that you're staying on top of things in the digital age. For one, make sure you know who your vendor is and what kind of, if you're gonna, lawyers ask me all the time, is it okay to store information on the cloud? And it is, but you gotta make sure that their information, once it gets to the cloud, that it's encrypted and it's gonna be safe there. Ask the vendor whether or not that they've got multiple servers in different geographic locations, so that if they have a disaster and their server goes down, some other server is going to still have your information. And then the third thing you should ask that vendor is make sure that, will they give you any sort of assurance that your information will be confidential when it's on that third-party platform. So anybody that's working with new technology and being more mobile, really question your vendors to make sure that you're going to be in an okay place if your data is safe on the cloud. Then there's all kinds of other advice we've been giving lately about, making sure that you don't have confidential client information on small portable devices that can be lost, like a flash drive. Have rules in the firm about what happens to data and what's the acceptable use of data, so that we don't lose a flash drive that could turn the whole firm upside down. Technically, the most common error is just not understanding the law. So often lawyers think they understood the law, but it turned out they didn't. They might know how to do a car accident case, but then they take on one that's across the border, and they don't realize there's different statute dates and things like that. In terms of other common errors, there's been a couple that have just popped up on the screen lately that caught a lot of people off guard. Procrastination has shot way up. In terms of errors alleged against lawyers, and I never thought we would see that procrastination has become the #2 most common alleged error. And it makes you wonder what's going on, that lawyers are sitting on their matters longer. So whatever the reason, we got to really be mindful that we're not ignoring our clients and neglecting those matters. And then losing files, documents, and evidence, that's another common error that just came out of nowhere. 7% of all claims nationally are just lawyers losing things. Again, it's very, very preventable stuff if we've got good systems and we keep on top of things.